Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, everybody. How you doing, Jomo?
What's up, CM? Happy week, happy week. I'm doing fine, man. I'm doing fine. But look, it seems like we are having a Luna 2.0 for this cycle, but in a different ticker called OM, which is mantra for all our viewers that don't know. Drama all around, man. Wow. I think as of uh, quote unquote respected projects, okay, because I say quote unquote because we believe crypto is crypto, everything is crypto, we believe, okay, but as a respected project, I think this is the biggest fall I have seen in my life. I mean, even Luna, man. And by the way, everyone that is watching us, say hi right now. Type a question so we can get it as soon as possible. Give us a like. Make sure that we are spreaded throughout the internet because we are the no BS people that come here to give you the real edge on how to trade the markets. But hey, CM, let's show this, okay? This is the OM chart, okay? You can see what happened. This is a 24-hour candle, peak to draw of 95%. 95%. By the way, if you go to the hourly, everything happened like in an 80% in an hour. Okay, this is outrageous, CM. Let's go to Luna, all right? Luna, with all in my views, Luna is the biggest blowout that ever happened until today, right? And if we go to the past, right, even if we go to Luna from the past cycle, you can see this was a huge move down, okay? You can it made percentage wise, it made more than OM made, right? But it took, 100% almost, but it took like 8 days, all right? So we had one day it started, second day, third day, big day, okay, then fourth, then fifth, then sixth. It took a couple of days until you really kind of really started the hammer. Let's say from the third day on, right? Let's call it from the third day on, you actually started to get the hammer, knocking down. And you had a 50 something percent day, not an, 95%, right? So this is Luna, right? The biggest blowout of a respected, all right, let's call it crypto. And now you're looking at OM Mantra, which actually took Luna and threw it out the window like it's garbage and say, Luna, you're just a small piece of fluff, all right? And I am actually the biggest daddy, rug pulls of them all, man. Yeah, I mean, this is outrageous. What do you think?
Yeah, man, beautiful, beautiful rug pull. Like for me, it looks beautiful because it is the truth. It shows you the truth that you cannot trust cryptos. You always need to take your profits after exponential growth. Always take profit, even if you're a hodler. Always use stops. Always manage risk. And yeah, man, don't trust cryptocurrencies because it can happen to any coin because all coins are pretty much you have big whales that hold in the majority of the coins, and when they dump, some of them are aggressive. They just want out now, and that's what happened. You get a rug pull. Some of them just distribute it, and then sell it, slowly, slowly. But if you get this nasty whale, you cook. This is OM type. This is Luna, and you get panic and you get some DeFi and liquidity issues and all these DeFi projects, they are high, high, high risk, my friend.
I mean, this is our WA real world asset, all right, sector. It came out of nowhere, to be honest. I don't know what this is, man. I don't
It's
I
it,
don't
it- it's a kind of DeFi. It's a kind of DeFi and RWA. They claim to
They
do
changed.
everything.
They claim everything. They
But
changed now their branding is like the blockchain of the real world assets, whatever, right? So I don't know, man. Look, we're looking at the charts. We're looking at the charts, and the chart is just saying this is just a rug pull, right? There is no way around this. Someone came in, all right. Someone huge whale came in and decided to dump on the market. Okay. Now look, you go to the Twitter, by the way, CM, the Twitter of the OM project, man, and they are saying this is just market manipulation and blah 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 and blah blah blah. Let me just find this for just 1 second because this I think the way they are just trying to hide behind the mask, I think it's outrageous. Where is this? Mantra. They're just saying probably they are rug pulling it themselves and they know it. They don't want to they don't want to say it, that supposedly they're the good guys right now. All right, supposedly. Okay, look, they're saying, all right, um this is what they're trying to say. All right, first off, team is really appreciated, blah blah blah. We determined the OM market movement was triggered by reckless forced closure initiated by centralized exchange on OM account holders. Come on, right? A forced closure initiated. So what they're saying is that the exchanges closed, all right, positions, all right, of OM holders out of nowhere, and that created a forced liquidation. I mean, CM, what do you think? I think it's outrageous, all right? I think this is masking and trying to cover with smoke, the reality that probably, one of these people actually sold and dumped. But what do you think?
You know what? Some people just, I made a video on it yesterday, and some people left comment that they are buying the dip. Look how stupid people are in crypto. They are so stupid, man. Like it is. I tell you, it is contagious because there is so many stupid people. Other people that come to the market just get stupid immediately. You know what I mean? This is outrageous. Oh, I'm buying the dip. Man, this is not a dip, man. This
It's
is
not a dip.
not a dip.
This is not a dip.
What the fuck are you buying rug pull, man? Are you buying rug pull? Now this guy is saying mantra start in the bear market. Man, one small crypto cannot push Bitcoin into a bear market. It's not possible. But it is a sign that you need to be careful, that you need to be aware that we are nearing the last phase of the bull, definitely, and maybe even enter the bear market, and be ready for some nasty crashes and nasty rag pulls
I
along
think,
the way.
CM, we are in a bear market for altcoins. All right. I think Bitcoin and maybe a couple other altcoins are not in a technical bear market just yet. All right. If we're waiting, look, people, I think it goes like this. All right. Because there's no real definition of a bear market. People think that only if Bitcoin is in a bear market, then that is a bear market for crypto. Right. 99% of altcoins are in a bear freaking market. All right. They went down 50, 60, 70, 80, 90%. All right. That is a bear market, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. You can have multiple bear markets on altcoins while Bitcoin is still within, a potential, bull market still, even though that's still kind of negotiable. Okay. We are in an altcoin bear market for months, right? This is not if, maybe, or we're triggering. No, actually, I would argue that the reason Mantra had this fallout is because, right, we are in a altcoin bear market for months. We've been talking about we're in an altcoin bear market for months, and this is a symptom of what happens in a bear market for altcoins. This happens. Coins, cryptos, they lose everything out of nowhere. All right. This is just a symptom. Now, will this take Bitcoin down with it to take to a broader crypto, Bitcoin based bear market? I don't think that can be, said. I don't think Bitcoin is going to be affected by this, but by all means, all right, Bitcoin is affected by the market as a whole, and the whole market is not looking good whatsoever for months now. So I'm not sure this is actually a question or kind of a sarcasm a little bit actually, but hopefully we answered the question, man.
Grayscale dropping Caspa. Well, I don't think Grayscale ever bought Caspa from the first place. I think it's only the Moon Boys fairy tales and the toilet people. They're just saying stupid stuff. I don't think no one, no big institution bought Caspa, or maybe the ones that I don't think it's Grayscale, man. Grayscale is not buying Caspa. I don't think Grayscale buying Caspa, man.
No, there are rumors or something that Casper was on the list of potential buys for Grayscale, okay, and they dropped Casper, right? I saw some Caspians talking about this, and the funny now they're making fun of Grayscale because OM supposedly was on that list as well, right? So there's a list supposedly, right? Whoever, I don't know who verifies it or not. I don't look at these things; they don't interest me. But some people are really interested about what Grayscale do. I don't. It doesn't interest me. Okay, I will explain why in a second. But so supposedly they dropped Casper from that list. Okay, and they're making fun of them because Owen was on that list. Now, look, ladies and gentlemen, the reason why whatever Grayscale does not need to interest you is because they are not trading. Okay, whatever they do is to give their clients, okay, a possibility to buy and sell on their own platforms. Okay, Grayscale themselves, they won't buy cryptos and shitcoins as an investment, right? They will buy it as a vehicle that they will later be able to sell it to their own clients. They are the house. Think about Grayscale as the casino, right? They're not players, okay? They're the casino. So that's why they sometimes, accumulate stuff, let's call it, but they don't accumulate cheat codes and cryptos, right? It's not what you need to be, worried and concerned about. They won't help you. They're not your friends.
I only trust Caspa. Oh, let's look on some chart, and guys, drop us some drop us likes, please. Leave us a like, subscribe, leave a comment, a question. We're gonna look on some charts and then look on your questions. Okay, so let's look first of all on some Bitcoin. Where is this stuff? 1 second. Tell me if you see my
Yeah,
chart, man.
we see it.
Where is my chart, man? You see it? Okay.
I see it, yeah.
All right. So look, Bitcoin, man, I think we have a shot of breakout this week. We have a shot of a breakout this week of the downtrend we've been watching. And this is where the fun start. If it can break out this trend line, okay, take the 90K, hold above 90K. We have a situation that this market can be bullish short term. Okay. Bitcoin and obviously some altcoins will make moves and you can trade it and make good money on it. All right, so this is Bitcoin. I think we're going to have a bull run. Bull run. I don't know. Could be a bull run. Could be a bull run. Prepare for a bull run. Prepare for anything. This is crypto.
Prepare for anything.
Prepare for anything. This is the S&P last week. Huge rebound on the weekly. Okay, that's not a daily. That's a weekly candle. So that's very good. Need to come up above the 50-week MA for me to be very bullish. But yeah, we have a chance of a rally now. As you know, Jomo, this is now the seasonality of the S&P. Usually it goes up in April, May, maybe June as well. So maybe it will align, all the stars will align, and we're gonna get a rally right now. Let's look on Caspa. Some dude says he trusts only Caspa. Well, man, I don't trust Caspa in a bear market. Caspa is in a bear market, okay? You don't trust coins in a bear market. You buy them when they're in a bull market. Caspa is now in a bear market, technical bear market, just like many other names, other coins, that they're in bear market. So really, this is not the best trade for me. Okay, I'm not trading it. Maybe if it's gonna squeeze here, for a couple of days, maybe a couple of weeks, tradable bottom, I'm gonna buy the breakout, maybe, but it's not my cup of tea of a trades because the chart is bearish. I rather have a Bitcoin bag, a bigger Bitcoin bag, or other names that I'm watching now, and I have some position in some other bullish chart, than have a position in Caspa, believing and hoping, because I'm not a hope trader. I trade strength. Okay, I like to buy the strongest names in a bull run or a bullish phase. That's what I do. Okay, Caspa, with all the respect, it's probably not gonna make you filthy money now, but who knows, man.
Yeah, man. See, look, what you're saying makes a lot of sense in some aspects, but I think I have a different view than you right now. I know that you said that we need confirmation, of course, on Bitcoin. You're not, you're not overly, bullish on it right now, but you're potentially gearing because what you're seeing on the S&P with, a nice green candle. What I see, all right, I just see volatility, all right. What I see is I just see, that there is huge uncertainty right now. I think that people, investors, right, big investors around the world, don't know what to do. They don't understand what will happen with Trump, the tariffs, tariff wars and all that thing. And I think that right now we're just going to have a lot of volatility. I think I'm kind of struggling to see more upside, at least on the stock market. Um, but of course, there's always the potential of going sideways, or at least a decoupling of crypto between crypto and the stock market. That's always a chance. But look, I'm struggling. I think I'm going to go with just volatility. My advice to people right now, for example, if you don't understand what you're doing and you're just trying to find, navigate the market right now, my best advice is to just, open popcorn, and watch the markets just like you're watching a movie. Don't try to, participate in huge volatility markets unless you do have understanding of what you're doing. If you don't understand what's happening, everything is moving up and down, and it can't make, you can't make way through it. Just, sit back, relax, enjoy the movie, because I do believe in a lot of volatility. I'm struggling to see right now potential upside happening without a clear catalyst. Now, I agree with CM that if we do go above, and for example, and that's why we look at price action, because one thing is to have ideas, all right, of the market, and a second thing is to have price action. Okay, price action, which is, charts, that's what you see, all these candles, those are price action. Okay, they determine, all right, what's happening right now. They tell us, and they tell me specifically, that, whether my views are confirmed, or maybe the participants in the market are not, agree with me at all. And for example, if we just continue going like this, all right, that's volatility. All right, that's nothing to play, nothing is going to happen. But if, for example, as CM said, the market would break the 90K, for example, create somewhat of a base, a tradable base, then continues, and the stair steps up, for example, that for me will be a potential, a good sign, a step in the right direction, where we're potentially, in in favor of continuing to the upside of Bitcoin. And I'm not necessarily looking at the S&P to be my confirmation anymore. I think that, the S&P and the stock market are heavily, heavily impacted by what's happening with the tariff and war. And I don't think that crypto should be affected as much as, the stock market. And, lo and behold, if you go, for example, to the futures market and you take a look at, for example, the DXY, you can see that the DXY, for example, actually is kind of indicating a risk on market, right? Because whenever you have such a big downtrend on on the dollar, okay, usually that coincides with a big move on risk on assets. So there's a lot of kind of conflicting evidence right now. There's a lot of conflicting movement, something that we haven't been accustomed in the past 8 years at all. So that's why I'm saying there is a chance of kind of a decoupling of sense that might happen. Okay, but for now, I'm just playing it small. I'm not playing it aggressive whatsoever. And I'm trying to make sure that I don't get chopped by the volatility or by ideas. I let the market dictate my ideas, and I let the charts come to me and tell me, all right, this is a potential trade right now or not, right? Sim, do we have any other questions that we can go through?
Yeah, we have some, people ask like we are the Messiah, like we are the,
No, but this
Jesus
question actually
Christ.
was good.
Yeah,
The does
this
it
was good, but
mean
this can we get a move on TRX? My name is Justin Sun. Who do you think we are? Can we get like we holding our Jomo? It looks like the audio thing. Me and you holding all the bulls. We're holding all the bulls in our hands, and when we're ready, go. Then they buy. Like can we get a move, man? What the f? Anyway.
I think he's asking is what are our thoughts about
Ah, yeah,
TRX,
yeah,
okay?
I know, but
But
just ask
I
the
like
thoughts, man. Just ask what's the thoughts, man.
I
Can
like
we?
the Gerald Irongu question.
Which
Okay,
one? Which one?
The Gerald Irongu. He says, does it mean it's better to trade BTC compared to alts, even though alts have bigger moves? All right, that's a good question. I like it. It's two questions above the AD question that you just showed. Yes. No, no, Mr. Gerald. Does it mean it's better to trade BTC compared to alts? Okay, it's two above 80. Yeah, perfect. So I like this question, right? Now, because it actually comes right through our alley, okay? No, I don't believe it is better to trade BTC compared to alts, okay? I think if you would ask me if you would need to hodl on any one coin, would it be Bitcoin or altcoins? Then my answer would be, you know what? If you want to just hold for a long term, the only crypto I would suggest would be Bitcoin, okay, as a long term position. But you're asking actually, all right, should we trade Bitcoin compared to alts? Now, I believe strongly, all right, that you should trade everything. Okay, if Bitcoin gives you a trade, you should trade it. But I argue just what you said, all right? Altcoins have bigger moves to the upside and to the downside. So you just need to know how to trade them. And from your question, I think it's apparent that you don't have an edge on the market and you don't know how to trade them specifically, all right? And that's something that we do, for example. We teach people how to trade altcoins. So if that interests you, of course, you can come over back and again over to our channel, The Crypto Mindset. Give us a like, by the way, and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you push that bell notification as well. But if you want to learn how we trade, all right, you can have a 10% off for April 10. Just join, right? Join our community, join our service, and it will teach you how to trade altcoins with high asymmetric reward to low risk, right? That's how we trade. We trade high asymmetric reward to risk trades, right? And setups. That's what we do to the downside, meaning we short and we do long. So my belief, CM, you can elaborate as well. Definitely better to trade, but to trade, not to hodl, not to hold, all right, not to buy and just leave it. No, to trade, all right, to have a plan when you get in, where to put a stop loss, and where to take your profits. All right, have that plan. Trade altcoins for sure. It is a better proposition. What do you think, CM?
Why this and this? Why separation?
No, I
BTC.
said both. I
Yeah,
said
yeah,
both, but he's kind of saying
yeah. But his guy saying like, anyway, man, I think BTC is an amazing trade. If it breaks the downtrend, I think it can be a bull flag. It be a bull flag if you get the dollar collapse, if you get enough liquidity, the S&P pumping, all the stars align. Bitcoin can run to new highs. You buy the breakout of 90K, you make filthy money. Again, it's not gonna make you a 10x like the baby boys from the toilets want you to buy Pepe or buy, not Pepe, Hoppy or another shitcoin from I don't know, that you traded on DEX exchanges. No, it's not going to make you a 10x. But if you are a trader or an investor or a normal human being that trading with 100K or 200K and looking to make 50% on a 100K trade, that's amazing trade, man. If you make a 50% move on a 100K trade, that's amazing gain, man. The people in crypto, they're so dumb and immature that they're looking for these 100x's on altcoins, on these scam coins, altcoins. And look what happened to OM. Just get rug pulled. What do you think will happen to all your DEX meme coins and all your DEX coins and utility coins?
already rug pulled.
All are rug pulls. Yeah, they've already been rug, but they're all rug pulls in the making. It just, the clock is ticking. It's just a matter of time till they're gonna get rugged. All right. So
So
obviously,
trade,
trade.
don't hold for sure.
Trade, man, don't hold.
Don't
And like
hold.
Jomo said, man, you don't have an edge. You need to find an edge. What's your edge? Are you buying breakouts? Are you buying dips? Are you buying based on Fibonacci? Are you buying based on liquidity? Are you a macro investor? Who are you? First define what's your style. This just like when you play basketball. Are you a center? Are you a shooter? Who are you, man? Before you come to the game, find out where are you good at, what's your expertise, what you can make
For
that
sure.
others cannot make, where you
That's
shine.
that's a very good point. Very good
and
point,
then
CM.
and then you print money. That's the problem. People in crypto, they're so stupid, they don't even know who they are. You know what I mean? They don't know who they are, man.
No,
They're just
they're just new to the idea, right? They're new to the idea. They don't know, they don't understand, they
They're
don't know
not
their
new, man. You have
personality.
people in crypto that they're third cycle, man. That they've been here with us in 2017. They got wrecked in 2018. They got wrecked in 2022, and they're gonna get wrecked again in 2025 and
Some.
six. So, oh yeah, I
Yeah.
know there are, and again, man. Even if you are a newbie, yeah, you newbie. Let's say you just joined crypto in 2025, okay, or 2024, all right, or 2023, man. You need to have some brains to see which peoples are are good for you to watch and which people are scammers. Like, look at all the moon boys. Everything they've been saying, these coins will make you millionaires to be made in 2025. Man, all altcoins market is collapsed, man. So all crypto YouTube, all crypto Twitter, all are fluff, scams, stupid people that got people wrecked. Now, as a person with a little bit of brain will understand that, hey, these guys are not good, man. These guys are bad. They're bad advice. You know what I
I
mean?
think some people are waking up to the idea that their favorite moon boys, that look, they got lucky for so many months, right? Because they got in, they just got lucky. They won the lottery because they got in at the right moment, but they didn't have any real edge. They had no good tactics. People don't understand that to be a trader, to be an investor, you need to have an edge. You need to have tactics. You need to know position sizes, when to take profits, when to have a stop loss, right? Look at OM. OM, look at today. People that just bought OM to hold, look what happened. All there isn't any one person anymore, maybe one, all right, there's maybe one person left that is profitable on OM right now, okay, if you're a hodler, because that's what happens in crypto. The risk is so high on these cryptos is that people need to understand you must have good trading tactics. Now the thing is, CM, that when someone comes to the market, they somehow believe all the stories of the 10x and the 100x. So they go to the moon boys. The moon boys they get lucky for a while, and then when they stop getting lucky, it takes time to digest that they were actually all fluff. They had no idea what they're doing, and I think people are coming to the realization now that you can't just believe in a project you read online and you looked at the website and it looked cool, right? You need to actually understand how to make sure you protect yourself, A, and B, how to take those profits, because 90%, 95% of people that make gains on a project, they lose it all back. Okay, so, and that's what we're here for. And by the way, if we like our style, if you like the way we try to teach you, right, have good tactics, have an edge, give us a like and subscribe to this channel. It's a free way to support us. Okay, so Mr. Jack is asking, when do you think a bull run like 2021 will happen? Will it ever be like that again in this time change? Look, CM already kind of answered this. We're not clairvoyants, okay? CM kind of funnily said, we don't hold the bulls in our hands. He said it earlier. It was funny, okay? Look, we don't know, okay? Do we think? I think that he could have asked a better question: will a bull run like 2017 happen again, which was the best bull run I've seen in my life, right? You could have been a clown or a monkey and you would have made money in 2017. But look, we don't know. We don't know if it will ever be like that again, or if that will return. Probably something similar will happen in the future. We don't know exactly
Oh
how. We
yeah,
don't know when.
in the future for sure. But the 2025 bull run that people are expecting, it is in a risk, and it might not happen like people expect. You might get a little run, you might get a little run, a fake run, and then the grayscale and all the black rocks, they're just gonna dump their Bitcoin on the 120 or 130 or 150, whatever, and that's gonna be the top. The bull market is on the latest phases now. It might top out already. We cannot say for sure. So this cycle is gonna be very, 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 very hard for many people, because they don't know how to trade, and they don't manage risk, and we could be in a bear market already.
We are in a bear market for alts already, right?
For
But are we
altcoins,
going to
for
go in a
altcoins.
bear market for Bitcoin? Yeah, there's a good chance we did. Look, CM, we talked about it. In hindsight, people are going to look at the inauguration day and that meme coin of Trump as a huge sign of a classic top. These are the things that happen in a classic top. You have a huge event that everyone believes is utterly bullish, but it's met with bad price action. Okay, and we talked about this multiple times in the channel, how if we look in hindsight about what happened and all the supposedly good news that were met with such bad price action, it's just a very, very classic indication of a bear market, right? Either we are in that bear market or not. We could have seen the signs to at least sell a lot of the positions, at least go short, like we went short in the beginning of the year. There was a lot of signs, and as CM said, 2025, all these expectations of having a huge euphoric move up, look, the probabilities of that are so low. all right now, even if we do get a move up, altcoins are just smoked. I don't see them create, most of them creating new highs whatsoever. Even if the Fed needs to print like, $1 trillion for the market to go bananas, right? They need to, yeah, exactly. Like
You need to
we need to
see.
go
You need to
like,
see. You need to see fucking Jerome Powell, man, making opening lines. Drinking champagne. Jerome
in order
Powell,
to see
man.
like a big
You
move
need to see Jerome Powell, man, surrounded with like 10 strippers, man, 10 strippers in the
in
Fed,
the
in the White
Vegas
House,
Strip.
man, doing this for altcoins, shit coins that will recover and go to new high. It's not possible. It's just not possible. Like
It's it's very slim for sure
very
right
slim,
now.
man.
Yeah,
We
it's
have
very
we have
slim.
another
We need
question.
a
We have
big
another question.
exchange.
Look, since I've heard tech doesn't matter in crypto, the fundamentals doesn't matter. Then what it is with Caspa makes you think it's a good coin? What makes it a good coin? Well, look, man,
The price action of it.
the price action. Yeah, if you look on Caspa price, it started its bull market in a Bitcoin bear. Okay, so for me, this is exceptional strength, very rare to see. Again, I'm not a hodler. I'm not holding Caspa. I'm trading Caspa. And when I'm entering a trade, I always use a stop. At the moment, I don't even have a short. Okay,
Yeah.
but you can see if you go look, show him the 2022 move. Okay, if you go log scale, it will be much easier. Go log scale, and you see the Caspa bull run started in a Bitcoin bear market. Okay, the Bitcoin bear market, when Bitcoin was going down, Caspa actually made a very, very significant advance. So that's put Caspa, it separate Caspa from all the other cryptos. In my opinion, again, when we're talking about buyers, fundamental strength, if you look on charts, man, like me and Jomo, even in the 2008 collapse, okay, after the collapse, you had some names in the stock market that rallied before the indexes. Okay. So when you see something rally before the major indexes like Amazon or Apple, and for example, Caspa in a crypto world, you put it on your radar as a very strong candidate for bull runs and trading the bull run. And that's what happened. That's how we made the most amount of money this cycle, me and Jomo, trading Caspa, man, from March 2023 or February 2023 we started trading it. You know what I mean? So for me, that's what made Caspa such a superior coin compared to other coins in crypto. And again, I'm not holding it. I don't buy it. Okay, I trade it. Get me? Get me.
Yeah. CM, look, what you said now, it's a golden nugget. People need to understand this very, very carefully, all right? You need to listen. When you find a coin that starts a new bull market, right, prior to the broader market, okay, that means it's going to be a leader, all right, and it giving you the characteristics of much more certainty to when you want to go bull, you want to trade it, has a lot of certainty. So look, for example, look at the day, right, or the week where FTX kind of rugged over here, November 2000, all right, November 2022. Look what happened in Caspa. Caspa was already moving up when the broader market in Bitcoin was capitulating. Okay, let me explain this again. All right, leaders, they start a bull market, an individual bull market, okay, of the coin, an individual bull market prior to the broader market. So what CM is saying, and to answer your question, Jack, this started a bull market, right? When FTX crumbled and the entire crypto market capitulated, you had Caspa already moving up. Okay, so that is the first characteristics, and then from there on, what, as CM said, we've noticed, all right, the price action and the amount of buyers of just pure breakouts. And as CM said, when you look at charts so long and so often, like me and him do, all right, you get a sense of what is special, all right, what has, all right, a rare kind of thing to it, that when it breaks out of bases, it just breaks out ferociously. So you can enter into a trade convincingly, all right? Meaning with 25, 30 or more percent of your account, right? With small risk, with small stop, we'll always use stop losses because of that. And not only to the long side, it gave you the best, kind of entries, also to the short side, okay? Beautiful classic stage three topping, beautiful breakdown into stage four. So the reason we believe Casper was different, it's just because of the price action of it. Okay. Now, when we mean different, we don't mean different in, oh my God, the tech is so impressive, right? What we mean is that it's just different in the sense that it's easy to trade and it's easy to make money compared to the rest of the broader market. And of course, the golden nugget we gave you is just you need to open your ears and listen to what we had to say. All right, dancing Leo, I remember you. You guys inspired me to be a professional trader. I think the Moon Boys for the exit liquidity. All right, we are happy to be, those people for you for sure. All right. Um,
Guys,
Anything
thank
to
you
say
guys
about
for
that?
watching. Smash the like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Gotta go do some job, man.
For
Anyway,
sure.
Jomo, was good to talk with you today. Do you want to add anything?
Likewise, likewise. No, good chat. People, be careful. This is crypto. Don't fall in love. Join our service if you want to become really proficient and efficient about what you do. We teach. You have the 10% discount for April. Don't miss out on that. People that joined us in the past few months have been enjoying making money on the downside, shorting, and as well on some longs because we found some beautiful longs as well. I'll see you in the next live and episode. See you until next time. No edge.